Hi, and welcome back to the SAT2 U.S. History Exam Review. Today we're going to finish the timeline by covering the 1980s up until the present, largely focusing on foreign affairs. So let's begin with the Reagan administration, a Republican administration where Reagan steps into office in 1980. And this showed a shift to conservatism for politics because we just moved out of the Democratic Carter administration into the Republican Reagan administration. And so with this shift to conservatism comes a push for a smaller federal government. So we've talked about this time and again with respect to the Republican Party and their opinions varying a little bit in degree about the size of the federal budget and kind of wanting to keep it smaller and cut taxes in order to do so. So Reagan is facing a continuing recession, and because of this, he decides to cut taxes and government spending on social programs. And his general economic outlook in favor of a smaller federal budget, cutting taxes on social programs, etc., this can be lumped into the term Reaganomics, so it's a little bit catchy, also known as supply-side economics. And it's noteworthy that he actually encouraged a simultaneous increase in defense spending during this time period. So the idea of cutting taxes can serve to balance the budget in certain ways, but with respect to our defense budget, if we're spending a lot of money, it's actually added to our current national deficit at this point and national debt that we have to pay interest on still today. So it's questionable how balanced that economic outlook is, but it did help encourage a pull out of the recession at the time by decreasing taxes. Also, as a part of Reaganomics, he promoted the deregulation of businesses. And in deregulating businesses, you're basically pulling the government's hand out of that particular sector. So he actually continued this from Carter's administration and expanded upon it, reaching new depths and new business sectors. Also, in terms of foreign affairs, he's known for the Reagan Doctrine. So a lot of presidents these days has basically become a trend to name your own doctrine. So the Reagan Doctrine is going to increase diplomatic, military, and economic pressures on the Soviet Union. At this point, the Soviet Union is suffering economic stagnation in the 1980s, and their economic structure is beginning to crumble beneath them. And this is going to